Before we get into the questions, I wanted to welcome everybody to this class and to say something about the class. Um, my main concern is about writing the essays and all of that, but I would start out by saying, first of all, let me tell you who I am. My name is Joe Gaziano, and I've been teaching at Lewis for a long time, um, and teaching this particular class ever since I started back in 1969. And online since about 1996, I think. Anyway, I just wanted to say that it's a pleasure to be able to teach you guys, and I hope that whenever you have any questions or comments, be sure and let me know. We're going to do a, a bulletin board in here with ideas, questions, so you can go back and forth with each other. I've never done that before when teaching online in this setting. So we'll see how that works out. You get a chance to add to what your thoughts are on some issues that I'll post. And, it gives you a chance to talk to each other or go back and forth with each other if you want to do that. And we'll see how it all plays out. The other thing I wanted to say, like I started to say, was that um, if you have any questions or comments, especially if you don't understand the material, don't hesitate to contact me. Probably the best way is email. I'm pretty good with emails, so um, I'm on a lot. So if you have a problem or a question or an issue, don't hesitate to contact me. The other thing I wanted to talk about here in this introduction was writing the essays. And I wrote down a few pointers here about it. Before you write anything, before you even begin to write, first of all, I would say, essays are not a sentence or two. They're several sentences. And before you get started with it, and in order to, make sure that you demonstrate that you really know the material when you're doing your essay, is go through the following steps. The first one is to read the material in the book and the notes. I provide you with, chapters in the book for each set of questions. And I also offer you notes, so you can look at notes that I've written where they're based on what I said in a classroom when I was teaching this class in front of students rather than online. Then the second thing is listen to the podcasts. And the podcasts are pretty important because what I do in the podcast is I talk about the questions. So I go through them with you and give you kind of my view on a lot of the stuff. And so it sort of, replaces a lecture in a classroom and gets you to the major points that you're interested in, which is how to answer the questions. The third thing is write the answers in your own words, write the essays in your own words. You don't just copy what I say, and especially if you don't agree with me, it's okay not to agree with me. So, and when you have to pick a particular point of view, just pick anything that seems most reasonable to you and back it up with facts and ideas. The next thing is to use examples where possible to back up your ideas. So if you say something like the most progressive tax is the sales tax, you'll say. It really isn't the income taxes, but say you say that was the sales tax is the most progressive. You just back it up with ideas, and I'll be okay with it. So you might say something like, well, everybody has to buy products, so it works to be somewhat progressive because the rich and the poor alike have to buy food, or the rich and the poor and alike have to buy clothes, or whatever argument you want to make. So whatever the issue is, don't worry about giving me the right answer. Just make sure that it's an answer that makes sense to you, and back it up with facts and and examples, and I'll be good with it. Um, And also, the last thing is if you want to cite sources, that's good too. So if you got it from me, you got it from the podcast, you can say that in your essay. Or you got it from the book, or you got it from the notes, you can say that in your essay. Or you got it from some outside source. You feel free, and I didn't say this before, but feel free to just look up stuff in other sources other than the book and the things that are provided in the classroom or in this class, I should say. Okay, well, good luck with the whole process.